Hi, in this video I'll be introducing free software for both 2D and 3D artists. So stick around until the end. If you are interested in learning the latest 3D techniques, particularly in Blender, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's begin with texturing software. Quixel Mixer is a software that lets you create textures, particularly for surfaces like walls, floors, and more. It offers a layered system similar to Substance Painter, allowing you to add smart materials, fluid surfaces, solid surfaces, and more. While software like Substance Painter offers more controls over the texturing process. However, as a free texturing tool, it can be incredibly useful for creating realistic and professional quality textures. This software allows you to easily import your own textures and alphas and apply them to your materials as needed. Finally, in the export section, you can access the highest quality, including 8K resolution. It's important to note that creating highly detailed materials for complex models may not be possible. While it's excellent for creating textures for surfaces, it struggles with complex meshes. It also offers a wide range of assets and pre-made materials that you can easily download and use. The materials include smart materials which you can layer and combine with others. I've created a tutorial on this software that you can watch here. Next we have Quixel Bridge, which gives you access to a wide range of assets. This includes 3D models, textures, materials, and more. All assets are free to use in various 3D software programs. This tool also organizes assets into sets. For instance, in the jungle set, you'll find assets specifically related to the jungle. This helps make the search process much faster. For instance, in this window, you'll find collections organized by type of 3D model. Let's select Interior. Here we can see a variety of assets specifically for a mansion. Let's select a model. Here you can set the texture resolution for this model. You can also adjust export settings here. For instance, I have selected a custom export path. You can choose a specific software to export the model directly into. In the download settings, you can choose which textures to include. You can also select which LUTs you want for the models and choose a high poly version if needed. Now let's talk about game engines. You are probably already familiar with Unity and Unreal. While they are the most powerful game engines for those who prefer to work with a game engine that's completely free, I'm talking about a royalty-free engine with no limitations and fully open source. Let me introduce another engine. Godot Engine is a completely open source royalty-free game engine that was released a few years ago. It has made great strides and receives frequent updates. Open source game engines like Godot have gained a lot of popularity recently. Godot offers more features compared to the other open source and free game engines. It supports three programming languages: C++, C#, and Godot script, which is similar to Python. You can modify and compile Godot scripts directly within the engine, which is a great feature. Additionally, you can download the Godot source code from GitHub and modify its core if you have advanced knowledge of C++. Godot is just 150 megabytes in size, making it very lightweight to run. It even has Android and iOS versions, which is surprising. One of Godot's great features is the ability to open multiple scenes at once. However, one downside of this engine is that creating realistic graphics requires more effort compared to engines like Unreal. While Godot does have some optimization challenges, they aren't typically a significant problem. Godot offers an asset library where you can access a wide range of free assets, all created by the Godot community. Godot supports exporting to multiple platforms, including Windows, Linux, macOS, Android, and iOS. It also offers features that allow you to export for consoles. Now let's introduce Blender. I've been creating tutorials on it for this channel, and you may already be familiar with it. Blender is a free and open source 3D software with a wide range of features. So what are these features? In addition to its 3D modeling capabilities, Blender also offers texturing, sculpting, and video editing tools. This means you can achieve the same results as you would in ZBrush and Substance Painter. Blender is not just for beginners. It's a powerful tool used by professionals to create high quality works. Blender is only about 300 megabytes in size, and you can easily access both the beta and alpha versions. Blender features two rendering engines. One is Cycles, an offline rendering engine similar to Arnold, and one for real-time rendering called Eevee, which I'm using in this shot. Blender has seen significant improvements and is evolving rapidly. It's the software you can depend on for all your 3D work. The UI and learning process are intuitive and straightforward, and there are plenty of tutorials available on it. Finally, there are a wealth of free assets and plugins available that can help speed up your workflow. Now let's talk about software for 2D artists. GIMP is a free open source tool that offers similar features to Photoshop. GIMP provides access to a wide range of tools, including brushes, a layer system, filters, and so on. GIMP differs from Photoshop in several ways. For instance, the keyboard shortcuts and the usage of some tools are not the same. However, if you are already familiar with Photoshop, you'll find that GIMP offers many of the same features. This software is more lightweight than Photoshop and executes tasks quickly. But what are the drawbacks? This software isn't ideal for professional artists. I'm referring to features that professional artists might need but are missing in GIMP. However, it works well for simple and semi-professional projects. GIMP supports PSD files, allowing you to open them easily and work on them. However, certain layers like text layers and smart layers might not retain their original format. The next is Krita, a free and open source program with an interface more similar to Photoshop. Many of the keyboard shortcuts are similar to those in Photoshop. Krita also offers more advanced features for professional artists compared to GIMP. Krita is lighter than GIMP, with a file size of just 500 megabytes, making it quick to run. It offers tools and layer system, filters, and other features similar to Photoshop. Krita can open PSD files, much like GIMP, and it preserves most layers without any issues. I've aimed to introduce stable, popular, and even open source software. If you know of any other options, feel free to share them in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And feel free to share your questions and ideas in the comments.